right, 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and Maryland's CafeSociety.com. Well, again, it's the second Saturday in the month of August. Yeah, and so as stated, we have a special addition to the show on this Saturday, a serious matter in which we will be inviting our guest to address and talk about. And at first, I'd like to bring on Timmy Thompson of We Care. She's been on the program before, along with, I believe, Jeff Stant, who's the director of the Coal Combustion Waste Initiative, which is part of the Environmental Integrity Project out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Hi, guys. Are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Tammy. Welcome back. I believe we lost Brian, so hopefully he'll call back, or I believe I have a contact number for him, so we'll get him on as well. But those who are no stranger to the show pretty much know what this segment is probably about. And of course, it's the Environmental Protection Agency's situation with the coal ash, our quest for clean water and a clean environment here in the Will County community. So, Tammy, it's been a while. You know, we took that bus trip last fall downtown Chicago, and we were petitioning folks to go online and vote for protection. Where are we with that?
Well, they haven't finished with the rule yet, actually. It's still ongoing. So if folks still want to send their comments into the EPA, they are still accepting comments.
Okay, very good. And so in the mean and between time, however, there have been some things that have developed, which is why you're on the program today. Jeff, can you kind of bring us up to speed?
Yes, well, the outpouring of comments on EPA's proposed regulations was enormous. There were some 455,000 written comments received by EPA, and the large majority were calling for some minimum safeguards around these coal ash sites, like liners and cleanup standards and monitoring. But in the meantime, what's happened is that in the Congress, the U.S. House of Representatives has voted to rescind any of the funding that EPA has for developing the regulation unless it just develops voluntary guidelines for the states to follow and doesn't require them to meet any of the safeguards, such as the liners or cleanup standards or monitoring. And unfortunately, a number of congressmen are, including Adam Kinzinger, who represents the Joliet area, are voting to do that, to strip EPA of its authority, both its funding and its authority to ever require any minimum requirements be met by the state. And so the result is that you've got this waste, coal ash, that has concentrated levels of metals and very corrosive pH that's leaking out of the dump sites, such as the Lincoln Stone Quarry Ash Landfill here in Joliet, into potable water, groundwater that's being used as drinking water by people. And that's been going on for decades in Joliet, and yet Illinois EPA has never taken an enforcement action to require that the leaking be stopped. And so we have the contamination going on there. We have it going on at least at 15 sites in Illinois, according to the state and federal agencies, and it is about 137 sites across the country, but probably many more because most coal ash sites have never, the states haven't required any monitoring at them. Yeah. So we're very concerned that the House is taking away the legal authority that U.S. EPA needs to act on this problem and start protecting Americans' drinking water, the drinking water of people who have to live around these sites, in the absence of any state action. And that's why we're wanting folks to know about a public rally we're holding next week, Wednesday, August 17, outside of Representative Kinzinger's office. We've met. Illinois constituents have met with Representative Kinzinger, and he said he thinks this is a state matter and the state ought to do a better job. Well, that's true, but the way they have done this with all other wastes under the federal waste law is the feds adopt a set of minimum requirements, and then the states bring their programs up to standard with that. But they don't seem to think this should be the method used for coal ash, and so he's leaving his constituents in Joliet just out to be vulnerable to this contamination, putting concerns for the power industry ahead of their drinking water. And we hope people can come out to this rally on the 17th outside of his office at 2701 Black Road in Joliet to make a statement that their drinking water should come first and that EPA should be allowed to do its job. Tammy, you want to?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's amazing to me. The EPA stands for the Environmental Protection Agency, and what they're basically trying to say here is that they don't have to protect individuals in this area. It's up to the state, and if the state isn't doing the job, that's who you turn to, the U.S. government. Let's see if we got Brian back. Brian Perbix, are you there?
Yes. Good morning, Tammy. How are you?
Hi, this is Marilyn.
Brian. Marilyn.
Yeah, listen, just for the sake of the listeners, Brian is the coal country organizer for the Prairie Rivers Network, which is an Illinois advocate for clean water, healthy rivers, and engaged citizenry. You're also involved with the Illinois Sierra Club, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Why don't you chime in on this?
Yeah, and I think I really appreciate how Jeff summarized what's going on here in Illinois. We have 11 of our 19 representatives who are voting to take away EPA's ability really to protect Illinois residents. Joliet is only one of the worst examples, but there are cases like this across the state where contamination has been known about for years and the state just hasn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we did last year with turning out comments and really showing EPA how much people care about protecting their clean water and think that the U.S. EPA needs to have that authority. As you were just saying, that's an essential function that they fulfill.
That's right.
And our hope really is to demonstrate that there is support for that in Joliet, that clean drinking water matters here. We know what to do. It's not a simple problem, it's not a complicated problem. It's a simple fix. And we just need to show that we support that.
Correct. And Timmy Thompson, of course, has been advocating this issue forever, a member of We Care, and also she and her family has been affected by the results of the contamination of the coal oil in the environment. Coal ash in the environment. And in previous shows, along with Tammy, we've had others from the community, the immediate community, who have illnesses. We've had doctors on who confirmed that this is all a result of the environment being contaminated. Tammy, what do you say? Where are we with this?